What you're about to hear is a chilling story narrated by Dark Waters. Dark personally talks to these people that report these events. Sometimes he tells his personal story, and sometimes, every now and then, he'll play their actual voices. But what you're about to hear are stories of true accounts that happened. Keep in mind, Dark doesn't report and produce every story he is told. In fact, through a careful selection process, he has his own methods of detecting if the person reporting the experience is telling him true accounts of what they experienced, or if they're not. Prepare yourself for what you're about to hear. For more stories like these, head over to IamDarkWaters.com for more content from the King of Horror, Dark Waters.
If you are born and raised in New Orleans, there are a few things you know to be factual and true, especially when it comes to eating other people's food. Number one, never eat a stranger's gumbo. And number two, if you just started dating a woman, never, ever, 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 ever eat any dish that she makes with red sauce. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with these rules, consider yourself warned. And yes, this story is about bad cooking, but not quite how you're thinking. So listen, 15 years ago, my uncle tells me this story about his best friend, Chris. Chris was 100% player. He had two entire families, one that lived in New Orleans, the other that lived in Chalmette. On top of having two families, he had a side chick that had no clue about his families. This chick was gorgeous, drop dead beautiful. Now somehow through the grapevine, homegirl hears about him having two families. She confronts him. They have a knockdown, drag out fight, and she stops speaking to him for about 2 weeks. Then comes back around as if nothing ever happened. The two of them start hanging out again, making love. Chris thinks it's all good. About a month later, there's a family picnic. She shows up early in the morning, 9 a.m., when everybody's setting up the tables, and drops off this potato salad for Chris. She tells his homeboys it's for him. She wishes that she could be there for this event, but she understands that he has a family, and then she leaves. The next couple of hours go off without a hitch. Everything is smooth, just a fun day at City Park. Chris starts to eat this potato salad, and he eats a lot of it. About 6 o'clock that evening rolls around, and he starts complaining about having stomach pain. By 7 p.m., he's on the floor in a fetal position, holding his stomach and complaining that he can't breathe. They rush him to Charity Hospital. By the time he gets in the emergency room, he's screaming and hollering because he's in so much pain. The emergency room doctors get him on the table. They open his mouth, look inside, and there's this green goo in his mouth. The doctor sticks his finger in his mouth and wraps it around this slime. And the easiest way for you to understand what this was like, years ago, Play-Doh used to make this green slime. Take it out of the bucket. Whoa, Kemosabe, it's your boy Dark Waters, and he's back. If you're a member, you already know what to do. Head over to the website, log in, and listen. Now, I need to talk about two things really quickly. Number one, these stories that are coming across now, some people will call them provocative, but they're different than what you're used to hearing. Because I decided to take off the governor. I'm not holding back. I'm just giving it to you 100% raw like it's coming to me. I'm really not taking a lot out of the context of these stories, especially language-wise. I'm telling you the story like it was told to me. Number two, for those of you who are members and been emailing me complaining, oh, I hadn't seen no new content, that means you're new to the Dark Waters family. I need you to understand something if you're new. There will be times where there's dead silence when it comes to the Dark Waters website. It's not because I'm not working, it's because of the way I have to work to do this and the things that happen in the process of getting these stories. I'm more of a paranormal investigative reporter who turns around and then gives you an audio experience. I'm not a creepypasta writer. I don't just come up with stuff off the top of my head. It takes a lot of time and research to get to people and to get to understanding of what happened in these stories. But what you get as a result is absolutely marvelous and you will love it. For those of you who are members, head on over, log in, the stories there. For those of you who are not members, listen, bro, I don't know what to tell you. You know the game with YouTube, they screwing people over. And if you've been listening, you know I've been hammered and demonetized on YouTube, so there's no incentive for me to really put anything on YouTube. There's a lot of free content on my website that I took off YouTube because YouTube is not making me any money. It's pretty much just housing my content. So head on over to the website, listen to some of the free content, become a member, sign up, get on the email list so you can hear what's going on.